get under the top.
Always good to talk to you guys. Thank you.
No, but you'll be fine.
I'm sorry. I'm not sure I'm supposed to be videotaping this late, but since I'm an official Sons and or Pearl Harbor Sons and Daughters, I'll say
You're
hi.
official
Yeah.
what?
I'm with the Sons and Daughters.
Oh,
So,
So
he
just
has a
how are
photo
you
for
doing today? Can you give me your shipping stations?
Is he expecting you?
I was on the USS Tennessee, and I was in the boiler division. I went on the anti-aircraft guns first, but I got transferred to a boiler division. I figured I'd learn something down there.
Okay.
And during December 7th,
I'm Corey Hurst, so
I was in boiler room number 7
CSO of the base.
all day.
So I'm the XO, I'm the base XO.
That's our general quarters station.
Commander.
And
Also, what it really means is I'm the first person that gets told what to do.
the
No.
I was a phone talker in the boiler room, and I was connected to all the other boiler rooms, and also a guy on the navigation bridge. He's up there to make sure none of the boilers make smoke. And he was describing what was going on. The airplanes coming in and the Oklahoma starting to turn over. The West Virginia was beginning to turn over, but we had we had men over onto the West Virginia to counter flood the starboard side to keep the ship from turning over, so it just sank straight down. But this Oklahoma turning over, that was really awful. And we didn't even know about the Utah on the other side of Fort Island. It was turned over and bombed and
Yeah,
torpedoed.
people trapped. Now, by the way, here you are today. I'm so glad you're here at the 77th. Did you bring any family, and where did you come from?
We came from Port Townsend, Washington.
Wow.
My wife is here, and my grandson and his wife are here.
Wonderful.
He's in the Air Force.
And what did you do after the war, sir? Mr. Berg, I guess? Thank you.
Yeah. I got transferred to Newland and Connecticut Submarine School in 1942 when they took the battleship in to be rebuilt. They got rid of the crew. And from there I hadn't had leave in 2.5 years, so I got more leave. When I came back, they put me on a training submarine,
Okay.
a World War I submarine
Okay.
that operated every day, taking classes out and into Long Island Sound. And I was on that for 1 year. And the Navy came up with an officer training program.
Is there another survivor?
Yes.
And the Navy V12 program.
We're okay. Hi. Thank you, Mr. Rodriguez. Good to see you. All the way from Stockton.
One of you guys.
Right. Thank you, sir. Glad to see you.
And you see on his hat, he served on the USS Tennessee.
Hey, go ahead, sir. We can finish up here, but thank you.
On that one.
I got on the
How about that? My older son, Brian.
Navy V12 program. I got sent to University of Washington into a degree, mechanical engineering degree. In 1946,
Yeah.
my enlistment was up.
Then what'd you do?
Then they told me I had to sign up for 2 more years to get my degree,
Sank in place.
and I said no thanks. I got out, and
Okay.
I came back in on the GI Bill
Yes.
and went back to the university and finished. Got
And
a
then what did
degree.
you do after that?
I got a degree in mechanical engineering.
Wow. And then where'd you work?
I worked for Boeing for 2 years. The Korean War started in 1950.
Sure.
I graduated in 48. In 1950, the Korean War started, and I was afraid there would be a big draft again. So I went over to the Puget Sound Naval Shipyard, which I was very well acquainted with, and I got a job in the design division with my degree. And I was there for 14 years.
Okay.
Then I went to Keyport Naval Torpedo Station,
Yes.
and I was project engineer on a Mark 45 nuclear torpedo.
Yes.
And then the SALT treaty eliminated the nuclear torpedo. I was put on the Mark 48 torpedo, which they use today.
Okay.
And I was there 12 years.
Yes.
When I get 55, I could retire, which I did.
Ah, okay. Well, thank you for telling your story here a little bit. Just got a taste of it. And thanks for being here at the 77th. So I'll just put this on YouTube. Thank you. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
May I say hi to you, sir? Anyway, your ship is very special to Curtis, and I have been wanting to interview you for many years, but we'll talk about that later. You know Wally Walling? So somehow I'll get in touch with you through him. I don't know. I haven't seen him today.
Your name.
But why don't you just say hi, give your name and your ship and stations, and then I'll probably got to keep
Tom
moving.
Berg,
But I love you
B-E-R-G.
so much.
From Tennessee?
Is your family? We'll ask you. You can say about
you
your
were on the
family.
USS
But you were at the
Tennessee.
Hornet and you were dancing with your wife, and you had a big family.
remember that?
Oh, big family, a beautiful day.
Yeah.
So go ahead and just say anything you want to.
Hello, my name is Robert Fernandez, and I guess I'm going to say I am a Pearl Harbor survivor. I served aboard the USS Curtis, and so I was only in the Navy for 4 months at that time. We just got back from Wake and Midway on December the 5th. So I happened to be mess cooking at that time, but the Japanese came in and bombed us, and I knew just where to go because we had a lot of drills at Wake and Midway before the war. So we had to drop everything we had and go on duty there. And I was in the magazine room until it was over, and then they called us back up, and then we didn't know that an airplane had hit us that day.
That's what I wanted to hear. Tell us that story real quick before.
Well, we came back up after the ship tipped over just a little bit, gonna turn over. So they wanted us to come back up to abandon ship, but they balanced it out with water and they straightened out the USS Curtis, and so that's when we looked all around. Everything was on fire. People putting out fires and putting out the fire on that airplane that hit us on the starboard side, right by the bridge too. And I seen all of that. And that evening, they took me off of the magazine room and put me on the fantail with another man. And we were going to do 2 on and 2 off, 2 on and 2 off, He said, "Where are you going to be sleeping, Bob?" I said, "Well, I don't know where to sleep." He said, "Well, go down and get your blanket and just sleep right over there where the wall is right there, the bulkhead." And so I did. And all of a sudden, they started waking me up. "Bob, we couldn't find you, Where the heck have you been?" I said, "I told you I was going to be sleeping by the bulkhead over there, He said, "Well, we didn't bother to look over there because on account of they put a lot of dead people right there, and I guess they thought maybe you was one of them, And I was sleeping with I don't know how many guys it was. I was sleeping with them all night long, and I didn't know it.
Wow, that's a story. That's a good one.
That's all I could think of for right now. And I was 17 then, and now I'm 94. So
Looking good.
yeah.
Did you bring any family with you this trip?
No, it's just myself.
And so
Well, I'm with Mickey Ganesh
oh sure.
and
Mickey,
yeah,
the crew.
and the other
I'm
man.
gonna go talk to him now.
Okay.
I know Mickey real well, but you're still one of my favorite guys after meeting you at that day at the Hornet.
Yeah.
Maybe you can just say your wife's name and then we'll kind of let you go.
Oh, my wife passed away 4.5 years ago, so I live alone now.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
so,
Well,
but I have a
glad
lot
you
of,
got a big family.
I have a lot of friends that take care of me. My granddaughter was on a Hornet with me. Yeah. I even sang a song over there.
Exactly. I have a video of that.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it. Thank you.
Okay.
Have a great day, sir.
Thank you very much.
You're a great man. Thanks. And thanks for the quick Curtis story. That is really an important story, the Curtis with the airplane.
Yeah.
So we'll talk. We'll do it again. That's even a better.
I didn't know this.
That's about as good a story as I've ever heard, and I've been doing this 6-7 years. And you're born again. You got up out of there. Thank you.